back to my channel. This is Guitar Made Easy by Kizito. I hope you guys are good. If this is your first time on my channel, please smash the subscribe button and smash the post notification bell. Without further ado, today I'll be talking about what is the best beginner guitar. Is it the acoustic? Is it the electric? Or is it the classical guitar? Alright, so firstly I'll start by saying when I started playing guitar firstly, I didn't have any type of guitar of my own. And where I would go and learn, right? The guy had a classical guitar which had like a fat neck. I'm sorry to say it like that, but the neck was really wide. So I used it to learn, but it was really kind of difficult in a sense. But at the end of the day, I mean, I learned, so it's okay. But all right, firstly, I would say for me personally, I think it is way and much easier to learn how to play the guitar with the electric guitar. Reason being, firstly, the overall playability, like you are able to play without stress. The strings, the distance of the strings from the fretboard is not really far, and you don't have to press so hard to get a clean sound out of it, right? The fretboards are not really far apart. The strings are nice to like press and all the stuff, and it makes it easier for you to play. Basically, it makes it easier for you to play. And secondly, it's not really that difficult to hold. And when you play, like I know acoustic guitars, when you want to play, like you basically put your hand like this, and it's too high. But whereas in electric guitars, it comes with, it's easier. It's meant to be easy to play, and stuff like that. So it makes it easier for you to play. You can balance it nicely. You don't have to look all the way like this, because when you're playing an acoustic guitar, you have to bend your neck in. But whereas when you're playing with electric guitar, it makes it easier. You don't have to really bend your neck that much or that far as a beginner. That is one thing. And I would say again, it's perfectly fit for your body. Whether you're a beginner or you're a pro guitarist, it's a good guitar to start with. The electric guitar is a good guitar to start with. And I know basically right now you're asking me, do you need an amplifier? I would say no and yes. Firstly, no if you're a beginner, because when you're starting to play guitar, like you don't really need to make so much noise, and you'll be sounding so wrong. That's all I'm just gonna say. And you can hear yourself quite well when you just strum on the electric guitar like that. So your neighbors will be complaining about noise. Your parents will be complaining about noise. Your partner will be complaining about noise. Your children will not be complaining about noise. Your friends will not be complaining about noise, or your roommates will not be complaining about noise. So you can play and hear yourself, but it won't disturb the people around you. Whereas if you play the acoustic guitar, there is quite some problem, because it will be too loud, because of the sound holing, or it will be really loud. So, and also, if you like, I'll come back to the classic guitar and say, there's nothing wrong with starting with a classic guitar, right? There's nothing wrong with starting with a classic guitar. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, the neck is too wide, which is good for those people that have big hands, because you'll be able to place your chords properly and be able to play your scales properly without having to stress about the neck being tiny and so small. But at the same time, if you're someone that has small fingers, you really struggle because the neck is kind of wide, So I would say, don't buy a classic guitar, or else you are basically focusing on playing classical music, because that's the only sound. That's the only way you can get the sound. Is if you want to play classical music, or you want to be a classical guitarist, right? You have to start with that. That's all I'm going to say. So it also depends on what type of guitarist you want to be. So if you want to play classical music, you have to start with a classical guitar, but I would suggest you get the ones with nylon strings, because that is really easier for you to do. Like, the strings are easy on your fingertips and all that stuff, so you won't get blisters and complain about, oh no, my fingers are cutting and they are painful and all that stuff. You won't really have to stress so much about that, which is the nicest thing about playing a nylon string classical guitar. So if you want to be a classical guitarist, please invest and start with a classical guitar. so that it makes the process easy for you, because there's tones there's sounds, like the type of sounds you would want to get as a classical guitarist. You won't get it with an electric guitar, and you won't get it with an acoustic guitar. So start with that. And now I'm gonna move to the acoustic guitar. Okay. The first tip I'm gonna say is, if you know you wanna buy acoustic guitar, don't buy the cheap one. Because if you buy a cheap guitar, it's gonna sound like trash. Trust me. I remember buying a guitar, like the first acoustic guitar I bought, I didn't like the sound. And it was not really expensive, it was affordable. Because at that time I was still starting to practice more of my skills and stuff. So I didn't understand the difference between quality and that. So when you started, when you want to play folk music and indie music and fingerstyle and all the stuff, you need to invest on acoustic guitar, right? Not a cheap one, but a well affordable one, but with a good quality. I don't know if I make sense, but you have to spend money to get quality. You can't just spend like a little money and expect to have the same quality you would have as to when you buy a Yamaha guitar. It won't be the same sound. So you have to invest in your instruments for you to get the best sound possible. Or there's something else you can do. You can always buy a cheap guitar, but just take it to your closest store and get it set up. Set the string, the nut, the bridge, the whole neck and the headstock, set it up, give it to them so they can set it up for you to get the best sound possible. That would work for you. So at the end of the day, if you want to be a classical guitarist, please start with a classic guitar. Don't run around like a headless chicken and buy any random stuff. And if you want to play blues, rock, and all the stuff, start with electric guitar. But in all cases, I still suggest that you start with an electric guitar. It doesn't have to be an expensive one. It just has to be affordable for you to start playing first. And then from there, as time goes by, you better, and you buy better equipment and better guitar and all this stuff. That is all I would say to you. If this video helped you guys, please let me know. Right? I know I'm just here talking away, but if this video helped you guys, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Peace.